In this tutorial, we are going to learn how to make this awesome double-sided elevator using the Create mod that I recently built in the Create series. This elevator is really cool. The way it works is there's always going to be one lift at the bottom and one at the top. So let's take a look at what we got going here. So this is the main elevator itself from my Skybase. This is the lift right here. If I push this button, it will go up and the other side will come down into this slot. And up here at the top, we have a bit of the same thing, but I power it from the top, so there's a little more going on up here. Now, a lot of this is just flare, so let's go ahead and remove all that and see what we have left. Here we are with just the working elevator and the frame around it. Now, the frame is pretty unique, so I did leave it in here so I could show people how to make it, but this tutorial is mainly about the elevator, so we're going to focus on that. So let's go a step further. Now we have just the frame with the elevator removed. Here you can see the dimensions. It's 11 blocks across. Each little square bit is 5 blocks tall, and we also have 4 blocks deep. Obviously, this is just what I used. You can make your elevator as unique as you want. Now, over here, this is the elevator itself. Down here, you can see we have the lift and the pulley going up. Pressing this button will send the lift up right here, and the other side will come down. And this is the bare bones of the system itself. As you can see, we are powering this with a creative motor. That's just for the tutorial and to make things simple. Then up here, we have the wireless redstone. This is the toughest part of the system, but if you do things in the right order, it becomes super simple. And then up here, we have the 2 shafts going to the 2 rope pulleys, which are connected to the lift itself. Now, we're going to use this bit of a diamond ledge here to create a quick little double-sided elevator to show everybody step by step how it's done. And here's what you're going to need for this build. You're going to need a wrench, of course. You're going to need some super glue to stick it together. You're going to need some form of power source. You're going to need some form of blocks to stand on and possibly build with. You're going to need some amount of shafts. It's going to differ depending on how big you make the elevator. But for this design, we only use, I think, 9, so not very many. And then you're going to want some casing to cover up those shafts. Then you're going to need a gearbox of some sort. Depending on where the power comes in from, you might need a regular gearbox. You're going to need a gear shift. You're going to need 2 rope pulleys. You're going to need 3 redstone links, 1 powered toggle latch, and 2 buttons of some type. Okay, to start out, we're going to decide where our lift's going to go. Now, I'm going to make 1 platform right here, and I'm going to just do a 3x3, and I'm going to make another one over here. Now, these are going to be the 2 sides, the 2 floors. One will be at the top, one will be at the bottom. Next, we need to attach our rope pulleys to the platforms. So what I'm going to do for this one is I'm just going to take a shaft and put a couple in just like that. Next, I'm going to take a rope pulley, put it on top just like so, and you want to make sure you have a shaft end pointing towards the other lift. And let's go ahead and mirror this on the other side. All right, there we go. Next step, take some shafts and let's branch these out a little bit. And they come together in the middle like that. In the middle, we're going to go ahead and use our gearbox. Now, I've decided I want my power coming in from the back. So I'm going to go ahead, take my wrench, and flip the gearbox so that it's facing that way. Next, I'm going to take 1 shaft to give myself a little bit of room. Then I'm going to attach the gear shift. Then I'm going to do another shaft to give myself a little room. And finally, attach the power source right there. Now we got everything spinning. Next, I want to take some andesite casing and just cover up these shafts so we can see what kind of structure we're dealing with. Next, I'm going to come down below our little framework and I'm going to attach a block of some type right there, then right there, right there, and right there. So you make a little bit of an L arm down there. Then take your power toggle latch and place it just like that so it's facing into this block so that when you power it, it powers the gear shift above it. And next, we're going to take a redstone link and place it right there. And it doesn't matter what frequency you give it. I'm going to give it a shaft in the first slot and call that good. I then need to take my wrench and right-click the redstone link once so that it becomes a receiver. Next, let's go ahead, take our super glue and glue these structures together. Make sure you get all of the platform and then connect the platform to the shafts. And do that on both sides. Now, if I go ahead and flip this latch, you'll see the system starts moving and we have an elevator going down. I've gone ahead and sped it up to 128 RPM so that it moves a lot quicker when we're dealing with it. I don't suggest going much higher than this though, because people or entities on the lift can start to phase through it when it moves and you don't want that. Now we're going to need to be able to push a button to make the elevator go. So let's go ahead and take a button, put it right there. But if we push it, nothing happens because it's not connected to that redstone link yet. So let's go ahead and take a link, put it right there, and we know it's a shaft, so put a shaft in there. Now when we push the button, the elevator sets off and works perfectly. We can push it again and it will change sides. Next, we need to have a way to get back to the top when we're at the bottom. So again, we're gonna need a button to push, and we're gonna need a redstone link with the shaft in it, and now it is all connected to the system up there. It's that simple. Now when we push the button, we're gonna go up and the other elevator is gonna go down. We have a perfectly working system here. Here you see, let's do it again, and off we go. The double-sided elevator could not be more simple when you look at it like this. Something to consider, you can have the power going to this thing from really wherever you want. You can have it at the very bottom, but you're gonna have to run a shaft all the way to the top so that it can move these pulleys. That's the big key there. Have you been curious how to use these magical mechanical crafters from the Create mod? Well, if you have, I don't blame you. They are pretty amazing. That's why I created that tutorial right there to teach you all about how to use them. So why don't you check it out? And thank you so much for watching this tutorial on the elevator. I hope you learned something. And that will be it for this one. So see everybody next time.